Hi, Andrea Lewis here. What story are you telling yourself? The more you tell yourself something, the more that you affirm a belief. It's our ego who limits us to what we can and we cannot do, but we are actually limitless and we can challenge our ego's limitation. That's what I'm going to talk about in today's video, is how you can start telling yourself a new story with these 5 tips. So last week, I worked intensively with a business mindset coach. And by the end of the week, I had a huge breakthrough. I was able to see how I had been repeatedly telling myself something and how it had created my reality with this limitation. And then once I acknowledged that belief, and then I was able to turn it around, it created a different new energy. So that's what I write about in my latest blog, and I will post the link below. So nothing is impossible. Have you noticed that the ego focuses on problems? You might have also noticed that the ego doesn't have a solution. And how would your ego know if things wouldn't work out if you haven't tried? The key point here is you, because the ego will definitely find evidence of someone else's experience. But as you know, other people's experience is different than yours. So your ego's purpose is to remain with the status quo because it's familiar, it's comfortable. But deep down, you know that you deserve to have a life filled with joy. It takes just as much energy to tell yourself something positive than it does to tell yourself something negative. So for example, if you came to me about wanting to bring more joy in your life, and I told you to start telling yourself, oh, I can't possibly make time for joy. That's child's play. I have bills to pay. It's impossible with my schedule. There's no way that I can have joy in my life at this time. And how can I have fun right now? Would you listen? No. I'm certain that the negative energy would bring you down. But on the other hand, if I said, joy is your birthright, you deserve to have more joy in your life. What are your options? How can you make joy a priority? I am certain that you would feel lighter, more energized, and motivated. So start telling yourself a new story with these 5 tips. So tip number 1, acknowledge your current belief. If you're telling yourself, I can't, how do I, there is no way I can, I should, I am supposed to, you get the idea. Write out the belief and then tear it up so that it loses power over you. And then tip number 2, create a new belief. Affirm repeatedly, all the answers are within me. And say it until you feel it. And then tip number 3, ask the right questions. What are my next right steps? What am I not seeing? And then tip number 4, journal. Because the answers might not come right away, but when they do, you can record any insights, any thoughts, any reoccurring patterns. So you, keep track of that. And then tip number 5, connect with a loved one in spirit. They're always willing and eager to help you. They are not there to tell you how to live your life or give you the answers, but find a place where you won't be disturbed and take a few deep breaths to center yourself, And then internally say their name until you feel their presence. And then go ahead and talk to them about the situation that you need help with. Um, and then ask them questions and then feel for the response. So when you acknowledge your current belief, create a new belief, ask the right questions, journal, and connect with a loved one in spirit, you're taking responsibility for how you show up in your life. In any given moment, you have the ability to change your current story from one that limits you to what you think you can achieve to one where you fulfill your heart's desire. So let me know what you thought of today's video. And if you know someone who would benefit from it, I would be grateful if you shared the video with them. And also, don't forget to check out today's blog, which I'll post the link below. And if you have any comments, feedback, questions, I would love to hear from you. You can post that in the comments below. Until next time, be well.